The false claim that the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol was orchestrated or incited by federal law enforcement, often dubbed the Fedsurrection theory, has become a core component of the political counter-narrative surrounding the event. Specifically, the claim frequently asserts that the FBI secretly placed a significant number of agents, sometimes citing a fabricated figure of over 200, to act as agitators and insurrectionists. This narrative aims to shift the blame for the violence away from the political leaders and supporters who participated and onto the deep state. However, this claim has been definitively debunked by independent investigations. A comprehensive report by the Department of Justice Inspector General, IG, found no evidence that any undercover FBI employees were on the scene to incite the violence. While the FBI did have a small number of confidential human sources, informants, around 24, present in Washington, D.C. on the day of the attack, the IG concluded that these sources were not authorized by the Bureau to enter the Capitol, break the law, or encourage others to engage in criminal activity. The reports further clarified that the presence of several hundred federal agents at the Capitol was for the legitimate purpose of responding to the developing riot, not inciting it. The analytical consensus is that the claim distorts the facts of agents deployed for crisis management into a conspiracy theory of government-led incitement. Reasons and consequences. The primary reason for promoting this falsehood is political self-preservation and the maintenance of the big lie that the 2020 election was stolen. By casting the January 6th attack as an inside job or an act of entrapment, political figures like Donald Trump attempt to accomplish several goals. First, to delegitimize the official judicial and congressional investigations into the attack. Second, to downplay the severity of the insurrection by characterizing the rioters as patriots or victims of government abuse. And third, to justify a broader platform of anti-institutional distrust against federal agencies like the FBI and DOJ. This rhetorical strategy exploits the illusory truth effect, where the constant, repeated exposure to a false claim causes many individuals to eventually accept it as fact. The consequences of this coordinated misinformation campaign are corrosive to democratic norms. These claims significantly degrade public trust in law enforcement and the electoral process. When a quarter of the population believes a federal agency organized an attack on its own legislature, the government's ability to enforce laws and investigate threats is compromised. Furthermore, this revisionist history contributes to acute political polarization, creating a parallel reality for many voters and enabling future political violence by teaching supporters that their actions on January 6th were justified and that their true enemies are within the federal government itself. Prediction and solutions. Without meaningful intervention, the propagation of January 6th misinformation, including the Fedsurrection theory, is likely to intensify. The acceleration of technological advancements, particularly generative artificial intelligence, AI, and deepfakes, will make the creation of highly convincing false evidence cheaper and easier, further muddying the informational waters. Algorithms on social media platforms, which often prioritize engagement and sensationalism, will continue to amplify these polarizing narratives, cementing users in their echo chambers. Addressing this problem requires a multifaceted approach focused on both digital and institutional health. Solutions must include 1. Digital and media literacy. Robust educational initiatives must be implemented to teach citizens how to critically evaluate sources, recognize algorithmic biases, and identify deepfake content. 2. Institutional accountability. Political leaders and media outlets who knowingly promote these dangerous, debunked lies must face clear political and, where applicable, regulatory consequences, sending an unequivocal message that such disinformation is unacceptable. 3. Algorithmic transparency and moderation. Social media platforms need to adopt strict self-regulatory standards that prioritize the demonetization and de-amplification of demonstrably false, politically motivated content to slow its viral spread. 4. Support for objective journalism. Increasing support and trust for nonpartisan, fact-based news organizations remains crucial to provide a reliable baseline of reality against which conspiracy theories can be judged. Ultimately, the future health of American democracy depends on the collective willingness to reject politically convenient fictions and adhere to shared factual truths.